Before I get into my predictions, I'd just like to mention that it's been 13 years straight that LeBron James has made it into the NBA playoffs, which is obviously quite a good achievement. It's going to be strange not seeing him in the playoffs tournament. However, I still think it'll be extremely exciting and very enjoyable. As I am a bit of a better man, I have placed some wagers on the NBA in the past. I'd say I've won just over the majority of basketball bets which I've put down. I'm not going to 100% guarantee you I'm right about these predictions I'm about to go into, obviously, but I've got a feeling these are going to be fairly close. Right, let's get into it. Round 1. So, starting with the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee Bucks versus the Detroit Pistons. To be honest with you, I think this is going to be a 4-0 victory to the Milwaukee Bucks, especially as Blake Griffin is suffering from a sore left knee, and I just think the Greek Freak and his gang will be too much for them. So next we've got the Boston Celtics versus the Indiana Pacers. This will be fun. This will be a good battle. I do think the Boston boys will be too much for the Pacers, defeating them 4-1, maybe 4-2. Then we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets. I think the 76ers will take this 4-2. Simmons and Embiid will be too much for them. Now we've got the Toronto Raptors versus the Orlando Magic. Like the Bucks versus the Pistons, I think Raptors will beat them 4-0. Right, now moving on to the Western Conference. We've got Golden State Warriors versus the LA Clippers. No brainer, whitewash, 4-0 to the Warriors. Moving on down south, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Utah Jazz, which I'm actually quite looking forward to this. It'll be a good matchup. However, I think the Houston Rockets will take this by 4-2. Then we have the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Oklahoma Thunder, and I've got Thunder winning 4-3. I know Adams is injured right now, which is obviously a great shame. He's an awesome centre. Though I do think Russell Westbrook and Paul George will put in that extra bit of effort to get them through beating the Pacers. Last but least of the first round, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the San Antonio Spurs. And I've got the Nuggets beating them 4-2. I could go into way more depth about each matchup in the playoffs, but I just want to keep this video short and get my predictions out there, and also hear about your thoughts on how this tournament will play out. Anyway, moving on to round 2, we've got the Milwaukee Bucks against the Boston Celtics. Again, a good matchup. I think it will be quite close, the scores on each game, but my feelings are with the Celtics beating them 4-2. Moving on to the 76ers versus the Raptors. I think this will be a full-blown war, which I reckon 76ers would just about win, taking it 4-3. I don't know why the Toronto Raptors don't seem to show up in the playoffs as much as they do in the regular season. This is why I'm going to give it to the 76ers. Not only that, 76ers have got a really good team. Alrighty, moving on to the Western Conference quarterfinals. We've got the Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets again. And I think that's going to be exactly the same result as last year when they faced off. Golden State Warriors take it 4-2. I don't care if they got that crazy point scoring machine James Harden. He's not capable of taking down the Warriors. I don't think so anyway. We're now looking at the Oklahoma Thunder versus the Denver Nuggets, and I reckon the Denver Nuggets will beat them 4-2. We now look at the semi-finals. I got Boston Celtics smashing Raptors 4-1. I just think Raptors will let their team down. They did it last year. I think they'll do it again. Fair play if they don't, but I've got a feeling they will. Whereas the Boston Celtics did brilliantly in 2018 without Kyrie Irving and without Gordon Hayward. So I think they are looking for a successful run in this year's playoffs. Then we look at Western Conference semi-finals. We have got the Golden State Warriors versus the Denver Nuggets. And I got a horrible feeling the Warriors will beat them 4-0. I hope I'm wrong, but I just got a real strong feeling they'll whitewash them. So that just leaves us with the finals. The 2019 NBA Playoffs Finals, I reckon, will be between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. I really do think it'll be these two in the finals. Both teams are going to come hard on each other, and I think it will be so thrilling to watch. Personally, I hope the Boston Celtics beat them. I hate to say it, I've got a feeling that Golden State Warriors will win again and defeat the Boston Celtics 4-3. Though I am a bit on the fence about this because there might be a possible chance the Celtics can actually beat the Warriors. It'll be a very close defeat, but I think they could put it off. Unfortunately, though, I think it's in the Warriors' hands again this year. Hats off to them again if they do it. They've got a great team with amazing players, so they deserve a pat on the back if they come out victorious. Thanks for checking this video out, and I hope you guys have an enjoyable and fun time watching the playoffs.